I like these AMG baby. Station.
Monko Nemla. Matana Swache, Montini Anya Diaba. Monko Nemla. NPP in a Chilidom. Yania Brese Crodom. Monko Nemla. Dear Mayana Dia, Montimi Anya Dia, Monko Nemla. Hey, yes, some NPP.
I am an economist by training and a banker by training. I schooled in Saka Primary School, in Tamale Secondary School, and then Buckingham University, Oxford University, Simon Fraser University. My major specialization is in economics and banking, but I am a family man, I am a God-fearing man, and I really am a people person. I care about people, and I am a solutions-oriented person. I like to deal with problems and find solutions to problems. My major concern, and it's about how Ghana is doing, how we can do better as a country. That drives me in all spheres. We can do better as a country, and we are trying to make sure life is worth living for most of our people. And so this is what drove me to leave the banking profession, to enter the profession of politics, the hazardous profession of politics in Hohoe. But I am a fairly simple person. What you see is what you could get. I would like to think I'm a very hard-working person, a person who is very driven. I value nothing more than my integrity. I don't have much, but the only thing I really value the most in life is my own integrity and my empathy for people.
All right, so you talk about prayer. Can you tell us your experience at the Caprici?
Yes, you know, I experienced in the, that was in the Upper West region.
Yeah.
When I went to the Upper West region, JC Primary School, there was a story that these children in JC Primary School who were there without tables and chairs, and were actually lying on the floor to basically taking their lessons. So we went there to see for ourselves whether in fact that was the case. And we went, and it was a very sad thing for me. I really didn't believe that Ghana today, 59 years after independence, with all the resources that we've had as a country, that our children in 2016 going through much worse than what we were going through when we were in school in the 1960s. It shouldn't be the case. So it was a saddening experience for me. I was very sad leaving the school that day, and I felt that we had to do something to help the children, and that is why we ordered some desks and chairs for them to do that.
Yes, listeners, it's our late 25 after 10. If you just join us with the David Voter Show this morning, we are privileged to have in the house the vice presidential candidate for the MPP, which is Entourage. We have the MP, the parliamentary candidate for the MPP, Mr. Marion Anipa. We also have the chairman of the Volta Regional MPP, and also the organizer and the rest of the team. They are all here. All right, the overview on Ghana today.
Well, the overview on Ghana today is that we have an economy which is in decline. We have a lot of our social interventions that, have helped the vulnerable in this country over the years. National health insurance, the school feeding, the free maternal care, and so on. There have been a lot of challenges, national youth employment, and so on. Those social interventions that were put in place to help people are in trouble, and they are in trouble because the economy has been in trouble. So because of that, you have a situation where the government is cancelling teacher training allowances, it's cancelling nursing training allowances, it cannot pay contractors, it is hiking a lot of taxes, so many taxes, import duties, levies. Drivers can tell you what they are going through in this country with all the levies that are going on. Insurance companies have increased the premiums on insurance very highly. And so what you are seeing, the energy sector, paying electricity bills today, very, very high, paying school fees today. So it is an economy that has been brought to a situation where a lot of people are suffering. You look at every sphere of this country. You talk to teachers, you talk to hairdressers, you talk to barbers, drivers, carpenters, doctors, nurses. Across the spectrum, the business people in this country are having a very hard time. The business, the traders, they go to the market. In fact, very recently, you had a situation where traders and businesses went on strike. They said they weren't opening their shops to sell. I mean, that's unbelievable that, people who make money by selling are actually closing their shops because the taxes are too high. Then you have the problem of unemployment in this country. For me, this is the single biggest issue that is facing us as a country. People are finishing school and staying in the house for 4 or 5 years and I cannot find a job. The health assistance, and they are not being posted. They are sitting at home. And so if you have an economy that is growing at less than 4%, and you have an agricultural sector that is growing at 0.04%, and a manufacturing sector that is growing at negative 2.0%, then you have problems because that economy cannot create jobs. That is not the type of economy that can create jobs. You are growing adversely. Even the banks who normally make money are growing negative. And so the financial sector, which we saw booming during the time of the MPP, and I was very much part of the people who put together that financial sector architecture, where we really grew the financial assets of the bank and crowded in the private sector. We brought down interest rates, and banks were actually chasing people to give them loans. And today banks are running away from people. Their non-performing loans are increasing at 15.7%. This is not the economy we want to build. I believe that in Ghana we can build a new economy. And that is what is driving me. I believe that this what the John Mahama administration has done is really waste a lot of opportunities for Ghana. They've created a lot of hardships and they've taken very, very poor decisions on the economy. And this has resulted in a lot of suffering for our people. And I believe that the MPP and the Nana Akufo-Addo should be given a chance, and we can rescue this country and build a truly competitive economy in Ghana. And we always say that we are going to build the most people-friendly and the most business-friendly economy in Africa. That is the goal that we have, and you will see right from our very first budget, if by the grace of God we win this election in 2016, then we will put in place the building blocks of building this most people-friendly and most business-friendly economy in Africa. And Hohoe will definitely be benefiting a lot from that. We've come into Hohoe today and we see your roads. We saw the roads that the president talked about in the State of the Nation address. It's amazing that they said that they had done these roads. But thanks to the MPP and our chairman, Peter Amewu, who was the MC here, he called out the president on it and challenged the minister. And the minister, I think, came here and found out the truth that, in fact, what they said was not the case. And thankfully, I think they started trying to build construct some of the town roads. But that is the country at a high risk of debt distress. And this is just 10 years after having HIPIC relief. We are now being back into a situation where we are again being classified as a country at a high risk of debt distress. And that is not good. Having graduated from a low-income country to a middle-income country with oil being discovered. We should not be a country at a high risk of debt distress, and this is why we have been cautioning government about the reckless amount of borrowing that the government has done. The quantum, freshman, is mind-boggling, because the government has taken this debt from 9.5 billion Ghana cedis at the end of 2008 to close to 99 billion Ghana cedis today. So it's a major quantum jump. You know, you look at independence to 2008, and we had just 9.5 billion. Now you have 7 years later, close to 99 billion, just 7 years later. So you've added almost 89.5 billion to this debt stock. And the interest, the reason why we are concerned about the debt is that the interest payment of the debt in 20 concerned. I think that what the MPP did during the period of President Kufuor is a very good testimony to what we can do for the people of the Volta region. I think that we are proud of the infrastructure investments that the MPP made in the Volta region. As I said, we also believe that going forward, you are going to strengthen basics like the national health insurance, bring back teacher trainees, increase growth in the economy. All of these things will affect all and the Volta region, of course. There are major infrastructure things that are going on in terms of the roads, which we think that it gain in terms of job creation, the factories, and so on, for this region and for other regions as well. We are not going to take this region for granted. That one you can be sure about it. The investments in education that we will make will be very, very key in this region. The people of this region have taken education historically very seriously, and Ghana has benefited a lot from that expertise that the people of this region have provided to this country in almost every sphere. And so we are going to continue our investment in education, and I think the region will benefit very, very significantly.
All right, now your final word, but before your final words, looking at vis-a-vis the voting party in the vote, are you assuring us that, what do you have to say vis-a-vis the voting party in the vote, which is very low for the MPP?
Oh, yeah.
What do you have to say? Are you assuring us that even though with that, you're going to do more infrastructure there?
Yes, freshman, I think that historically, the MPP has not done well in the Volta region, historically, and so on. But I think we are working at it. We are coming here more. We are making our case to the people of the region that they should give us a chance to transform this country, and that transformation will yield direct benefits to the people of this region. The mothers who want to take care of their babies, the people who want to pay their children's school fees, the farmers who want to grow their output, the business people, and so on. The people of this region will benefit directly from the transformation of the economy that we are going to undertake in this country. And so I think that we are asking them to give us a chance. I believe, traveling in this region, that message is sinking in. I believe that we are going to see some significant changes in 2016 by the grace of God. I believe that those winds of change are going to blow all the way through the region and the country as a whole. So I'm relatively optimistic. We will keep coming here and we will keep making our case that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo should be voted in as the next president, and Marion Anipa should be voted in as the next MP for Hohoe. I think this is our plea to the people of Hohoe and to the people of the Volta region as a whole, that it is time for change. It is time to build a new economy. It is time to move Ghana from this, situation of despair, where we are being embarrassed at the international stage as well as domestically. We've got to move Ghana from this to a Ghana of hope, of prosperity, of progress. And that type of Ghana is what Nana Akufo-Addo wants to build. And I will support him fully in doing so. So I ask everybody to support and bring in Nana Akufo-Addo and the MPP, and we will change this country for the better for all of us as one country, a united Ghana going forward.
We are grateful for you. Let's move to the parliamentary candidate for the Hohoe constituency, Mr. Marion P. What do you have to add to what your vice presidential candidate has said?
Thank you very much, freshman. I thank you a lot for the opportunity.
You told me anyway. Even though I'm a Portarian, but it's because we have so many languages here.
I'm saying hello to all the people of Alavanyo, Bedu, Vle, Fodome, my main man, Ayim and Koa, all the man Ayim, say hello to you, and Lulobi, and of course, Lipe, Santo Kofi, and Bizio between the there are a lot of things that I want to add, to what they have said. They are giving us the blueprint, and I think that we're going to have an NPP hour here anyway, so we are going to actually take this thing very seriously, and then we'll be, week by week, brick by brick, explaining this thing to the people of Hohoe constituency. That's what we are going to do. So there's a lot of things. We're not interested in all this propaganda and lies of the NDC. What we are interested in is selling our vision, to the people of Hohoe, for them to understand why this election is not just going to be an ordinary election. What we are going to do on the 7th of November is a rescue mission. It's a time to salve, and it's a salvation thing that we are doing. If we don't salvage our country on the 7th of November, our country is doomed forever. And people should understand really what they are voting for. And it is absolutely crucial for that to happen. People should understand what this election is about. It's the hopelessness of the situation that we have in our country today, which is all just being papered on by and plastered on by lies and propaganda and mischief, pure political mischief, and deceit at the highest level. We need to completely expose these things and explain it vis-a-vis the vision and the mission of the NPP, for people to be able to make real good choices. You even want to come and have an education program in Hohoe, and you are faced with all kinds of obstacles. Even as we are speaking, the nurses training who are supposed to attend this function, they're having problems from one or two people saying that, have we followed the procedures and things like that. This is how difficult it is, how arduous task it takes, for it just to organize, for Dr. Bawumia to talk to students. Are we degenerating into a fascist, state? Is this democracy? Yeah, so we need to completely talk about some of these things.
Right. What are some of your major developments when you are voted as the parliamentary candidate?
I am going to talk about development. I'm going to talk about, Dr. Bawumia has given us a blueprint. I'm not going to sit here and in 5 minutes try to tell you, the development that I'm going to do, but he has given us the blueprint. So I'm going to work from that blueprint.
The NPP hour.
Yeah, and I'm also going to tell you that in terms of the investment that we are going to bring into Hohoe, in terms of me lobbying as the MP to bring, investment into the economy, is going to be of no joke at all. What I want to say, what I want to say to you, freshman,
briefly, because we are hard pressed.
Exactly. What I want to tell you is that I completely disagree and dispute your point that voter regime is a difficult place for the NPP. We will need to actually,
for now, which is real.
No, it isn't.
For now, it's real. You need to work hard towards it.
I am not going to buy that.
All right. Okay.
Okay. That, and even if you're talking about the voter regime, you go and look at our figures in Quanta. Go and look at our figures, in Account constituency. Go and look at our figures in Hohoe. This place.
I remember back in the days at let me come in here. I remember back in the days at Keta Jubilee Radio where MPP gets one doses at a flower. But it's increasing. So anyway, I buy anyway.
And again, in those days, we couldn't work in Hohoe without people hooting at us. Today, people are shouting on the streets. They are giving us encouragement. They want our t-shirts. People are openly doing that. So you cannot tell me that we are on the decline. We are on the increase.
All right.
What happened here when the NDC came? Was a damn squeak the last time. It was a complete joke. Of a health war. And today you can see the difference. So I can tell you that you cannot say that in Hohoe. Can I finish? Let's finish making the point.
Right.
It's a very important point here.
Yeah.
One of the things that has been happening in Hohoe here is that there's an influx of foreigners into this to come and actually show up their numbers. And those kind of things are not going to happen this time around.
All right,
we're going to claim the register. We're going to make sure that it's the right people that vote. We are going to ensure that there is a level playing field, and we are going to make sure that we win the elections.
All right.
Marion is going to win the elections. Nana Akufo-Addo is going to be president of Ghana, and we are going to rescue this country.
All right, so he's Marion Anipa. He's the the parliamentary candidate for the. Let's move to Wanya Leke Whistle. Leke Miadale.
Boko.
Miadafo. Okay. All right. Nyakila Shunako Apunyata le Manami.
Okay, Majima Zamon Boko Ado Abedi Boko na Miadato Miano View que Hohoe Plafonto Katama. Mi Dubana Miawa Fiagahan. Miawa Fatima to Ple Dwaja. Nous le cas, nous reviens le cas, Majima Blondie, never. Nije wanago mocho dambai alaba la dambaya mi pole Mahamudu de miami mi chashi auma mi fi ogbo mi de zongo so plemu kata alaba mi rekakwe etere mi aji vie nye ba kaka de mi aji enye ba emi yafuma muna mi mon popo mi gere suku amu kaka suku bio odo o kata odo lo poji da bai training college to kata odo lo poji alabere imayi matu godoma imayi maye so alo gali plan supli bable pleasure aha makwenci makwenci you to ko ta ba o bla ko mama na mu le ko diga ka mi ewu ko nye ba suku bi o po awo yo pa allowance is bla gali ke ya nyowu bla yo se agbenya alabe suku bi o dogo poji o ko gali bla wo daddy adogo maro be mo hogo ala ba yo po ba laka ni a o mi yo la fi agba yo ga no gali on ga no gali ba ble mam na yo a ala ba chofima mi akwa vice president candidate Dr. Afung na school you ala ba mi po ba control yeye evavam control yeye evavam aye fufuma control yeye pa ya onye fufu ala bi ga ba dure Jessica Aduma manya muvio sukufio dole kegbegbe jasiko to o gaba dole kegbegbe yapo nuku baku echi miare haja enne fafami alebe he o kata afia ba ye popoma nya no vio le Hohoe ya egba ne wona ji ma o kata do mi pedu aja ba mo kata no do no ba sagbenya nu ye ka ko ototo ya bi nye be na o agbanya gboma anyanyage aha alaba no nu ma vivi ma anyanyage anu popolo nku ya ma rekomende na ijogbe mu anu ya jojo ma gba amakofa bana mio yete no hipik emete ka allowance ka nke jono ma gbegbe o mo te ka allowance iye nyamukata Dr. Global ta maji nkaka fa jogbe
ni afina jo aba organizer nyen talk na la fufu ye voter na increase ble nyen talk ba sugu to the dem there alo ama jiro talk na la ba right ya amana yombe eto le voter yi ko nyen ba eto le voter yi nta ni o government da le to na get to am ye amana nam
let me the government marry opposition
let me get a government da nta ga ya
oh me nu get oga abale Dr. Glena anu get talk me ala apo nemi kene ko dare atajire o ko le ro tanam bi ko bro mi yen beta na o dem gbogbo ri a he na chogba he yanu mi po be na educator mara ro na fienwa mara adogola hedada mo manye be mi o tradition mi o policy nye be mi a fion ale na line manye mi anu ala na mo ataro mi am gali na o yale un to na te
Adagbelia, Ugalia, Akon Adra, Apogalem. Dani, Mojima Glock, Dwaja, a year for Puma, Magana Yanatungu, Mishamanagara Yam, a year, for ye for ya, the Roma Shamadema, Ojima Magasanemu, Maji Agba for Jobanina Mashama, Majina Duakata, Agba, Ye Chacham. Me, Dr. Pavia, Organized School, you are St. Francis, very college, yeah, like
MG baby. Station.
Monko Nemla, Matana Swache, Montini Anya Diaba, Monko Nemla, NPP in a Chilidom, Yania Brese Crodom, Monko Nemla, dear my dear, Montini Anya Dia, Monko Nemla, hey, yes.